Hey folks, this is Danny with Stuff I Kind of Care About, and today I'm not actually doing a build. I'm laying plans for a build that I'm going to be doing over the next video, 2 videos, 3 videos. I don't know how many parts it's going to be. What I do know is that I've got to sketch some stuff out because I'm creating concepts. So, I was at my local bargain bin place the other day, which is one of those spots where they get Amazon returns and all that stuff. They just buy a big crate of it and dump it into these bins, and every single item there is priced at a set price on different days. And I went on a dollar day, and I found several strings of these LED Christmas lights, and they're really cool. They're white, balanced, decently white. They've got these little frosted globes on them, which is kind of nifty. They're USB or battery powered, and each one has a little circuit board with a switch on it, so you can turn them off, on, or to flash, and it's a pretty steady strobe. So that's not the important part. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be wiring these in and making a lamp out of them. And so I got several sets of these. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing 2 or 3 lights on the lamp, but I want to do a standing lamp. And so I went and bought some amber-colored ball mason jars. And so what's going to happen is all of these are going to get shoveled into here. I'm going to drill a hole through the top, and there's going to be a fitting there to kind of hold it. So these are going to hang from a central point on this lamp, and it's going to be this really cool amber light. Well, fingers crossed it's going to be a cool amber light. So what I've got to do is kind of design what I want this to look like, roughly. I'm thinking about going with a pretty industrial look, a little bit more raw, a little bit more rugged. And so the first concept that I had was a very simple running, and this is not going to be perfect. So it was going to be running a 2x4, and then just doing like a really simple base. I don't know if I want it to be a lamp that's set up to stand against a wall or not. Don't know. I'd like to build it so that it can freestand in the middle of a room. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But this is what I'm looking at. Now, I have the concept in mind of buying little iron brackets. The ones that have, like this filigree in here. Stuff like that. And then I would have the lamp hanging probably from some sort of chain. And then you've got this ball jar. And it kind of does like this, right? And then I'm thinking about doing another one in this world and letting this... I don't know how to draw things. Shush. Things are making noise and I'm not a fan of it. Alright, so I'm thinking about doing it like this. And then I'm debating whether or not I'm going to have a third one right in the middle. And so it would actually be coming down like this. Oh, that's horrible. So anyway, I don't know if I want to do 2 or 3. If I want them staggered or I want them all to kind of be at the same level. But the most important part is I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to make it look interesting and cool without spending a ton of money. I've thought about just doing raw, like the thicker gauge electrical wire straight up the side of this thing and basically just like stapling it down. That would be an interesting look. It might look really unfinished, and I'm not sure if I'm against that. I've priced out doing like conduit, like a steel conduit pipe. And that's gonna be about $3 for the pipe. So That's not horrible. It's $5 for the fittings, blah, blah, blah. If I do them all at the same area, though, that creates a new idea. So let's go ahead and sketch out what we think of them all being right at the same area. So we've got our feet down here. So if we did, let's do decently straight across, Q, and no, these are not the way these things actually look, but it's not horrible. And let's just do a quick profile of the jar. So I really like the look of this one, making it match and doing 2 lamps on it. I have 4 jars, 4 strands of lights, and 4 of these fittings. So I could make 2 lamps, and that would get significantly cheaper. One thing that I really want to do is right in this world, I want to put a light switch. An actual like galvanized steel housing with a steel plate on it. Just a simple switch, just because it's a really cool thought to have that. And then I could have my conduit pipe going up here and then coming up to here to another junction box, and then having, actually, I'd want it to come up to here to a junction box on top, and then having conduit run out here into an elbow. Okay, so I think I may have just solved my issues and just run that along the edge of these limbs. Obviously, these feet are going to have to go all 4 ways, blah, 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 blah. That's not that big of a deal. So I really like this design. I like the staggered design as well, but this feels more almost like an old school lamp post. I really like that look. So I'm probably going to go with this. I really want to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments. And we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm nervous about this build because I don't want to spend horrible amounts of money. But I also don't want to shortchange this build. So let's go ahead and do pricing and all of that. So we're looking at $250 for each jar. We're looking at 1 per light. We're looking, let's say, $5 for lumber. I could also paint the wood. I could sand it down and paint it, so that might be an interesting thing, depending on how much I'm going to spend on paint. I know for a fact this light switch junction box is $1, and the plate for it is also $1. So let's say 2 for switch. Say $4 for conduit. For all the conduit that's going to run this whole lamp. The elbows are about $250 each. And I'll need another one of these junction boxes. I like that I forgot to put my phone on silent. Shush! So we're looking at about $35, and that's without any of the actual wire that goes in there. So this is gonna be at least a $50 build. But the cool thing is some of this stuff I can use for other builds and stuff. The wire, I think I can get 2 lamps out of. So I may make a pair and then just figure it out from there. All in all, I'm excited about this build. This junction box up top is going to be fun. This switch right here is going to be awesome. The other thing I want to hear about in the comments, and I've been thinking about doing this, is actually building a small shelf off to the side of this thing, like 2 small shelves, and putting another box right here. And this would be a $40 increase in price because this outlet alone is $40. But it would be the outlet that's got, I'm aware that these are not what electrical outlets actually look like. So it's the outlet that's got the 2 electrical outlets, and then it's got the 2 USBs in the middle. And so you could actually have shelves there to charge phones or something. And that would be really interesting. And I think that taking this lamp up to that level would mean it's something that's really saleable, but I'm not sure that I want to sell the thing. I think I want to keep the build costs low and just have fun with it. So let me know what you think in the comments. Tell me the direction that you feel like I should go, because I haven't, other than like the jars and the lights, I haven't bought anything for this build yet. So I'd really like to experiment and see where we go with it. I am going to go ahead and go out and buy elbows and junction boxes and wire and probably conduit, because I really like the idea. Oh, I've also got to get, it's only a few bucks, but I've got to get the little, the conduit clips, the ones that do that, and then you put a screw in there and it holds the conduit in place, because I do want this to have an industrial look. I'm probably going to paint the thing, probably like aggressively like robin's egg blue. Just like this super really nice, almost pastel-y bright blue, because I'm really digging that. And I may do the blue with some black accents, because the hardware, these shelf brackets are black, and then I'll have this cool steel. Ooh, the galvanized is going to look interesting against that blue. I'll have to do some color testing. But anyway, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I love you all. You're wonderful. Thank you so much for coming and listening to me just be absolutely ridiculous. I would love to hear from you. Comment, let me know what's going on, and we'll see where this goes. Stay tuned for more in the next couple of weeks.